Actions that have been undertaken by the Special Investigation Team include exhumation, autopsy, and toxicology tests, which were undertaken on 21st September 2023. The results of the autopsy and the toxicology tests are being awaited. 5 suspects have so far been identified, arrested, and detained and interrogated on their alleged roles in the sequence of events that led to the death of this singer. The summary is as follows. Ms. Feyi Sayo Ogedengbe is the auxiliary nurse who was contacted and invited by Yobani Sadiq, aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on 11 September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came on Tuesday, 12 September 2023 and administered 3 different injections, which are believed to have occasioned the chain of reactions that directly resulted in the eventual death of the singer. She is the principal suspect in the death of Mohbad. She acknowledged that it was the injections that she administered on the deceased that triggered the reactions which eventually led to Mohbad's death. Other expert opinions and witnesses' statements corroborated her admittance. Her actions of administering doses of tetanus toxoid, paracetamol, intravenous, and ceftriaxone injection, which was also administered intravenous on Mohbad at his residence, that's Mohbad's residence, on 12 September 2023, immediately triggered the reactions, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsions, that eventually resulted in the singer's death. This criminal liability is further heightened, granted the evidential fact that as an auxiliary nurse, she is not qualified to administer such medications or function as a qualified nurse. She also did this in a non-clinical environment and in a professionally negligent manner that negated standard medical protocols. 2. Mr. Yobami Sadiq, aka Spending. Sadiq is a friend to Mohbad who invited the auxiliary nurse to treat the deceased. He is being suspected of conspiracy in the death of the singer. His action in inviting a person known to him as an auxiliary nurse to attend to the deceased under a non-clinical setting occasioned Mohbad's death. He is being held for conspiracy to commit felony. Ibrahim Oluwatosin Owodunni, aka Primeboy, is a childhood friend of Mohbad. He attended the show at Ikorodu in Mohbad's company on 10 September 2023. At the end of the show, Mohbad and Ibrahim were engaged in a violent fight, during which Mohbad was injured. The management of the injury subsequently resulted in his death. So he's being treated as a suspect. Samson Balogun Eletu, aka Sam Larry, is a suspect who was arrested on allegation of being complicit in the death, as well as in relation to the videos that have gone viral about bullying and assaults, which in some quarters we believe perhaps had any link with his eventual death. He was arrested, he's still in detention. Abdulaziz Fashola, aka Naira Marley, was also arrested and is still currently in detention for similar allegations.
Injection administered by auxiliary nurse resulted in Mohbad's death. Police says as it gives updates into investigation into the death of the 27-year-old singer. The Commissioner of Police in Lagos State has said that the injection administered on Mohbad by the auxiliary nurse Ogedengbe, who treated him on Tuesday, September 12, led to his death. The commissioner stated this while addressing the press at the state headquarters on the 6th October 2023. He said 5 suspects have so far been arrested, detained, and interrogated in the sequence of events that led to the death of the singer. The suspects are Naira Marley, Sam Larry, the auxiliary nurse, Mohbad's friends, Primeboy, and the one who invited the nurse pending. The auxiliary nurse, who was contacted by Oyobami Sadiq aka Spending, a friend of Mohbad, on the 11th of September 2023 to treat the singer at the deceased residence in Lekki. She eventually came on Tuesday, 12 September 2023 and administered 3 different injections, which are believed to have occasioned the chains of reactions that directly resulted in the eventual death of the singer. She is the principal suspect in the death of Mohbad. She acknowledged that it was the injection she administered on the deceased that triggered the reactions which eventually led to the death of Mohbad. Other expert opinions and witnesses' statements corroborated her admittance. Her actions of administering doses of Tetanus, toxoid, Paracetamol, intravenous, and cetrazone injection, which was also administered intravenous on Mohbad at his residence on 12 September 2023, immediately triggered the reaction, including vomiting, goosebumps, and convulsion, and eventually resulted in the singer's death. Mohbad's fight with his childhood friend Primeboy on Sunday, September 10th, which the police described as violence, occasioned his needing treatment the next day and an unqualified nurse being invited to treat him. Primeboy is one of the 5 people being held over Mohbad's death. And Gistlover said, "Dear Nigerian police, I have an information for you all and it may interest you. It happens that Mohbad and DJ Splash is not the only victim of Naira Marley wickedness. He got some boys in his care who are not artists, but he uses them to peddle drugs mostly at night. Dear police and DNLA Nigeria, please, you will be saving the life of a lot of our teenagers and youth if you look into the information I am about to give to you." Naira Marley rented a store in Mustapha Plaze Agungi. That way he takes all these young innocent boys to at night to peddle his drugs. Please arrest the landlord of Mustapha Plaza in Agungi, and Naira Marley should perhaps tell the whole world what he was selling in the store he took at Mustapha Plaza in Agungi that he comes to operate at midnight, using small boys to take his drugs around and telling them to run when they see police. Sometimes they got caught and killed secretly, and it won't be linked to Naira Marley. He just left the Akongi store recently to another place, and I am still on his track. I will get the address of the new place. But to ascertain this claim, arrest the landlord of that plaza and ask him what Naira was selling at midnight that he rented a shop to him. We need to liberate more younger people. He is an hardened criminal that should be stopped. Hence, we are all sitting on a time bomb. Their store is at the top floor. They would wrap the stuff tightly and tape them and ask these boys in the plaza to help them bring them downstairs to convey. Most times, the cars that will convey them are already waiting downstairs for them, and it's midnight most times. Zeno knows about this, and he was seen countless times with him during those hours, hence part of his oath of alliance with Zeno. Dear NDLA _Nigeria and Nigeria Police Force, I will employ you all to take action on this piece of information while I help track the new location. Pick that landlord and ask him certain questions. We are mourning Mohbad now, but we need to save the ones that are still alive. Those boys and girls he uses are too naive and small. Aziz Fashala is hardened.